So we are live, and the main question this morning is Shubman Gill. Gargi and Devashish joining me. What is the exact factual update on Shubman Gill? And then we will debate whether what he is doing is the right thing to do or should he veer on the side of caution. Factual update. Factual update, medical advice says Shubman Gill shouldn't travel to Guwahati. And it's a fairly strict medical advice that if you do travel, there is a chance of Shubman Gill aggravating the injury. That's what medical advice is from the doctors. That Shubman Gill, if he does travel to Guwahati, he runs the risk of aggravating the injury. Having said that, Shubman Gill is traveling or all set to travel. From what we understand, he wants to set an example, wants to be with his boys at a time when the morale is down and the team is down 0-1. So he wants to be with the team as leader and captain. Now the question here is, take the case of Anil Kumble when he bowled with a broken jaw. Take the case of Rishabh Pant when he batted with a broken foot. Take the case of Chris Woakes when he batted with a dislocated shoulder. In all of these cases, medical advice was don't do it. Don't do it. Anil Kumble, no doctor will ever come and say bowl with a broken jaw. Sandesh Jingan, when he played with a broken jaw, advice was firmly against do not play. Rishabh Pant, do not play. Chris Woakes, you should not play. Each of these players went and played because they believed that they should play whatever the situation was. There is no good and bad in this. There is no right and wrong in this. The player decided to play. Now, will Shubman Gill decide to do that? Because chances of him playing in Guwahati at this point in time is negligible. But the team wants to wait till the 21st of November to take a final call. Devashish will be there to report. But this is the factual detail of the whole story. The question is, should Shubman Gill push himself? Should he try to set an example and take a risk? Or should he veer on the side of caution and not take the risk? Gargi, where do you stand before I go to Devashish?
Look, Boria, from the outside, as someone who's looking into this team and is fairly out of the system, I would say the answer is fairly simple. Don't do it. Don't go against medical advice because the warning here is that this could lead to long-term implications. If we're talking about risking a career, I don't think Shubman Gill should do it. But also, on the other side, having played sport, having been involved in sports all my life, I understand how athlete psychology works. I understand that Shubman Gill will want to be there. I remember, and it happened in front of our eyes, that Rishabh Pant walked in that day at the Old Trafford with a moon boot on his leg and still went out to bat. I know that till the 27th of that month, he was advised, 27th July, till the day ended, last day of the test match, he was advised to put on a cast, but he refused to do it till the 27th of July and still was ready to bat out there if India needed him once again, even with a broken leg. So when you talk about elite athletes, when you talk about elite sport and psychology, these athletes will go above and beyond. That is what separates them from us. And which is the reason why I think that despite medical advice, I think Gill will travel with the team. He is traveling with the team. Of course, he will not play. But the kind of impact that will bring into the dressing room, remember the kind of impact that when Rishabh Pant walked out there, that changed things for India. That changed the morale in the team. And I think it will have a similar impact here as well.
Devashish, same question for you. And a lot of questions already. Someone is saying Gill shouldn't play Priyanshu because he gets injured again. Rational call. Someone says, who's this? Priyanshu again. Good that Rev Sports is quoting authentic medical report. Others are saying 100% fit. So a lot of questions on that. Devashish, where's he disappeared?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me give the details before we get Devashish sent back. All of these questions, look, we have actually spoken to
top.
I mean, let's put it very bluntly. We've spoken to the doctors, the medical people who know, who are in the know of this matter, and that's where we are coming from. I mean, and our sources are absolutely top-notch sources that they are saying that Shubman Gill should not travel. Shubman Gill, if he travels, there is a risk of injury. So they are very blunt about it. Having said that, they also know that players have defied medical advice. Players have decided that they will take matters into their own hands. Now the question is, they are leaving this. The team management, from what we understand, will leave this decision till the 21st, which is 21st of November, one day before the test match when a final call will be taken. Will Shubman Gill push himself and want to go out there and play? We will have to see. The chances are negligible at this point. It will be kind of a medical miracle, but that's why Kumble, Wokes, Sandesh, Rishabh, there are many, Nathan Lyon, all these are cases of medical miracles that we've seen people do. This is a whole test match. Can he do that? Should he do that? Debashish Sen, where do you stand on this?
Morida, it all depends on whether Shubman, whether his body permits him to play. Means if he is willing to play, so be it. Means with the series online, especially with him missing out in that first year, we saw what Indian batters did not were not even able to chase 124. So the question it will depend on him taking the call. I would say if he is 90% fit, yes, you might argue that following the couple of days from the test series, India goes on to play the one-day series on the 30th of November at Ranchi. But with the series online, I think, and what Shubman will add to the table is that being a right-hander, we have already seen that top order is heavily packed with left-handers. So it all depends on whether Shubman is willing to. Let's leave it on him. Yes, the doctors you have been giving us updates every hour with Shubman. The doctors are suggesting him that he should not play. But now the entire decision will depend on the 21st, whether the team management wishes to take him a call as far as his playing is concerned. So I would say that let's wait and watch. If Shubman Gill decides being a captain, we have seen they have given the examples. And with the series online, if Shubman Gill is 90% fit, I would say he should play and help India win.
Okay, Kargi, the difference, and a lot of people have pointed out, Priyanshu says that Shomnath says shouldn't play. There's a World Cup ahead. A lot of people, it's divided. See, if you see the comment section, it's divided. Priyanshu says other cases happen during the match. To go into a match with an injury is a different case, and he's 100% right. In Shubman's case, do you reckon that there is a lot of talk on social media about, oh, others have done it, this guy is chickening out? Is there any, there should be zero impact of social media. This is a medical call.
I'm concerned about the fact that Shubman Gill is looking into these opinions that trolls have. I was looking at some of the comments that were made on Shubman Gill, and it's all once again the Rohitians versus the Viratians trying to put each other down. One fandom attacking the other, saying this is better, that is better, this is why Virat was better, or this is why Rohit was better. It's not about that. One of those things, when we compare these injuries, a Rishabh Pant to a Chris Wokes to a Shubman Gill to an Anil Kumble, I believe that there is a huge difference between what Shubman Gill has suffered versus what the other injuries were. They were all impact injuries, broken bones, fairly, impact injuries. But we don't have details of what has happened to Shubman Gill. But going by the severity of it, the way that he has been treated and all of that, I am assuming it's going to be an internal injury, which can cause long-term implications, as the medical advice has also now said. You don't want to risk an injury like that because, first of all, that cervical area is so sensitive that it could have, an implication that you do not want to have. Maybe something happens, God forbid, and he's not able to play for the rest of his life. Do you want to risk something like that? No, you don't. I don't think social media matters at all at this moment. What matters is the captain's health, is the captain's physical, capabilities. If it doesn't allow, don't do it. All the experts out there, all the ex-cricketers, whatever, one second, will not judge Shubman Gill for not going out there. People that matter, the management, his teammates, will not judge him for going out there, his family. That's all that should matter. Apart from that, Shubman Gill should not pay attention to anything that is being said.
Devashish, you reckon this is a team management call, Gill's personal call? Because clearly medical advice is against. A lot of people are asking, will he be ready for the ODI series? From what I understand, he will start neck exercises today or tomorrow. He will take another 5 days or so to be really good. I've been continuously speaking to medical experts, including doctors who are in the know. Let's put it that way. I don't want to reveal further details, but doctors who are in the know, and they're continuously telling me that we have This is our advice. This is our advice. Medical advice is this. But if we have seen players in the past defy that and go ahead and play. Devashish, do you reckon it's a personal call? Can Gill kind of take that? Will the team management allow that? Or how do you see this situation shape up on the 21st?
It's a mix of both, Boryada. I would say that Shubman Gill, in discussion with the team management, in this case, Gautam Gambhir will take a final call whether he decides to play in that second test match or not. But clearly, let me just raise this point as to what was the medical team of the medical team doing. I am talking about the Indian team's medical, whoever is in charge of the medical team. Means he got a neck spasm on the night before. So the medical team would have suggested that better rest this test match and be fit and get ready for the second test match. But it was not the case in this case with Shubman Gill. He did play that first test match and he played only 3 balls and that sweep shot and he aggravated his neck injury. So the question is, what was the medical staff doing? Means with the ones who are in charge of the medical team. They should have advised Shubman to, but it would be better off to not play this test match rather than going. In that case, India could have played a proper batter. In this case, India played with 10 players, and that has made the difference.
But on the other side, he was actually on the morning, and again, I've asked these of this question of medical experts that he was actually fit on the morning. He was actually ready and okay to play. This is like a muscle cramp. I asked, so what exactly happened? So it was like a muscle cramp, like I'm trying to explain in layman's terms. That it is like, for example, if it's a hamstring injury, it happens, it snaps. This is like that. It was a trauma injury, all of a sudden stiffness, because I was explained in this manner that he played that shot, and in that instant of playing the shot, the muscle, something happened in the neck, which is why the spasms were acute. So it's not as if the medical team could have done much about it before the match. No. So he was well within his rights to play. Having said that, that day, once this was done, now the question is, what will the medical team say? Will the medical team allow him to take a risk and go ahead and play? Or will the medical team put its foot down and say, no, we do not want you to aggravate or even take a chance of going, and like Gargi said, that he can actually be risking his career because there is a lot of cricket to be played. He is your white ball captain. He is the one who is supposed to take field in Ranchi. So all of this stuff is there. So that's the Shubman Gill point. Let me, in the next 2-3 minutes, close that and move on to the second part of the show about the pitch and what can we expect in Guwahati. Same question to you. Is it a personal call? Will the team management let him take that as captain and leader, saying, no, I will want to play and lead my team more because they are 0-1 down? Or will someone like a Gautam Gambhir sit him down and say, you know what, we have to look at the long-term macro picture, you shouldn't play?
Look, I go back to when Shubman Gill was appointed the captain. 2 names came up. It was KL Rahul and Jasprit Bumrah. I think KL Rahul was still not in the reckoning as much as Jasprit Bumrah and Shubman Gill. And the clear-cut our sources told us that the only reason Jasprit Bumrah is not the next captain is because they want a captain that can play out the entire WTC cycle. That was one of the biggest factors in appointing Shubman Gill the captain of the Indian Test team. Now, if we look back on that, the very factor that Shubman Gill was up, of course, he was very well capable of taking on that role as well. But one of those huge factors, now that you're risking that exact thing that you made Shubman Gill the captain for. You wanted a young captain. You wanted a fit captain that could play out the entire WTC cycle. And now you're actually at a junction where he could risk that. So why not Gautam Gambhir and the management sit down with Shubman Gill and let him know, look, even if you don't go out today for this test match, it will not matter to us, because in the larger scheme of things, your role in this team is much bigger than just one test match.
Yeah, and let me also say this, that the pain was severe. From what I've heard from sources, the pain was severe. At this point, the pain is considerably reduced. At this point, Shubman is feeling much better. But, quote, what I was told is that it is one thing to feel better and a very different thing to go out there and practice and play. One thing is I am not feeling uncomfortable in my neck. I am feeling okay. But a very different thing to go out there and play or start playing. Shubman Gill will have to play a 5-day test match. Whether he stands in the cover, he has to field. This is not a day and age where he will get a runner. He will not get a runner. So you are actually going in with all that. Yes, Debashish.
But I'm just confirming from the local manager, Shubman Chatterjee. He has just now confirmed that Shubman, in fact, you have earlier also confirmed, but just now, he has left for the airport in a separate car. So that is, he has been sending me messages. He called me, I cut his call just to be on the live. So he is messaging that Shubman has in fact traveled with a physio. Shubman Gill has traveled with a physio in a separate car to the airport. So he is traveling with the team to Guwahati.
Yes, having said that, like you said, separate car. Why? Because he will not want the bus jerk. He will not want any of that to impact his injury. Traveling with a physio, he's not 100%. He's not. I'm telling you, medical advice is not there for him to travel. He's pushing the bar. I said this to you in the morning that he will do it. Yeah. He will do it because he wants to be part of that and all of that. The question is this the right call? Is this bravado or is this foolishness? Because there is a very thin line. We will celebrate Gill if he goes out and does well with this situation or whatever. But at the same time, like you said, he is actually risking himself.
Yeah.
And I also think that on the 21st, he will push his body big time to try and make a statement. Now, the question is, will the team management or should the team management led by Gautam Gambhir allow him to do that? Should they allow, because he will not be 100%. Even anyone comes and tells us, he will not be. He will start neck exercises tomorrow. Means he's not training. Day after is the only day. So tomorrow is 20th. Day after is the only day, match day -1.
Yeah.
So he's actually going to go into the test match with no practice. Clearly not 100%, but he will push his body to make a statement. Gargi.
And you know what, as someone who's dealt with injuries a little bit and has been in the sporting ecosystem, let me say that when we talk about Shubman Gill starting neck exercises, I can guarantee, I can bet my bottom dollar that these are basic mobility exercises that he will begin with. We're not talking about full-fledged gym sessions. We're not talking about lifting heavy weight. These will be basic mobility exercises to get the mobility and flexibility back in his neck and see how the muscles are reacting. So that's what it's going to be. It's not as if, and despite counter reports by multiple people on, whatever other organizations that he's 99% fit, he's not. Like Boria also tried to specify that we have spoken to sources that are very, very close to this development. We have cited medical reports. So this is not, it will absolutely take a medical miracle for Shubman Gill to take the field that day. Now, if Shubman Gill is mentally ready to do that, I'm sure he is. I think he wants to go out there and make that big statement, but being heroic will not help Shubman Gill in the long term. That's my only worry.
Okay, so we've reported this. We've reported and tweeted also that Shubman Gill is currently on the way to the airport, accompanied by a physio in a separate car. So that's the update that we are getting. Debashish Sen got the same update. I got the same update that's how he's going to the airport. He's not in the bus. So clearly Shubman Gill defying medical advice to be with his team as captain and leader. He's kind of taking a risk. He is putting his thing on the line. He wants to make a statement, hats off for that, but is that a prudent call? Is that a prudent call? Is that a rational call? Is that a logical call? We don't know yet. We don't know if this call can backfire. But Shubman Gill, and let me also say this, I honestly believe that he shouldn't go by social media. If there is one iota, social media has called him names. Who cares? Shubman Gill is the captain of India. That's the only thing that matters. What should matter is the team management, himself, his family, medical advice, doctors. Matter over. No social media, nothing. So that should be the concern. Moving on from Shubman Gill, we will report in the afternoon exact details because Debashish Sen, Shovik Chakraborty will be traveling. Gargi and I will track this story. We have been reporting every detail on Shubman Gill. And by the way, it was not decided yesterday like we reported. He's not 100% like we reported. People who are saying he's 100% fit. If he's 100% fit, why is he traveling in a separate car? Why is he
Yes.
traveling
Why,
with a physio?
why is he being accompanied with a physio?
Why? Why is Shubman Gill traveling with the physio separately? Why is he traveling in a separate car? Go in the team bus. Go with the team. If anyone thinks that Shubman Gill is 100% fit, why is he traveling separately? Why is he traveling with a physio? Why is he traveling in a separate car? Come on. We have absolutely 100% consulted sources, which is spot on. Coming to the pitch, let me also put this on record. Debojit Saikia, the BCCI secretary, the man behind Assam cricket at the moment now, Guwahati, he is the local man. He's the head of admin kind of there. The BCCI secretary, Debojit Saikia, bringing Test cricket to Guwahati. Huge moment for him. Huge moment for him. From what I understand, it is expected to be a wicket, red soil wicket with bounce and turn. There will be bounce, there will be turn, but there is bounce as well. That's the kind of wicket that one expects. Devashish, what are you hearing? First time test match in Guwahati, big moment for Debojit Saikia and everybody in Assam.
Very interesting, Boriada, with the series online, whether Assam Cricket Association give a sporting wicket, or obviously you would expect first time a test match is being held. Would you want the test match to get over in 3 or 4 days, or would you rather want to have a test match that goes on till the 5th day, which was the case in England? So it will be very interesting whether Gautam Gambhir, what sort of surface he wants, he requests. It will be interesting. But if it is a red surface, then obviously it will favor a little bit of pace and bounce. And what we want as viewers, we want even contest, means that goes on for all 5 days. So I once again, the entire call, it will be on Gautam Gambhir and the Indian team support staff as to what wicket they would prefer. Whether Gautam Gambhir is stubborn with his views of again requesting for a turner and going in with the 4 spinners, which I think would not be the case. India might just be influenced to play going with 3 specialist spinners. But again, the wicket will be a lot interesting thing in the next couple of days, Boriada.
Kargi, your thoughts? He's talking about the wicket, 5 days, huge
Yes.
moment. India, will they take another chance? Guwahati first test match, crowd build up, second whitewash. So much at stake in this test match.
I think it's just a little bit premature to say what approach the Indian team will take. I am eagerly waiting for Debashish and Shomik to get there and see what the pitch is looking like, talk to the pitch curator, and try to get insights into what the Indian management is requesting for this particular surface. Because if they go in with another turning wicket, then it would be a sort of a statement that they are trying to make, that despite the loss in the first match, we are still going with this, and we want to continue with this approach and try to make a statement here. But at the same time, looking by how things have panned out in the first test match, maybe it's time the Indian management goes back. It was a welcome experiment with the playing 11, but they should go back to trusting their specialists, get Sai Sudarshan in. Sai Sudarshan. I also think that if you get a Sai Sudarshan in, that's just too many left-handers.
No, then Akshar Patel will give way to Nitish Reddy.
Right.
Right left.
So the right-left combination continues. That seems the most likely outcome at the time.
From what I have heard, both Devashish and Gargi, is it's a red soil wicket which will have turn and bounce. There will be run like Wankhede. There will be turn and bounce. It's not like it will be a low bounce wicket. Should be turn and bounce is what I'm understanding. As I said, I had a chat with Debojit Saikia, and hats off to him for doing what he's doing for Assam cricket, big time. I mean, there is a lot of effort that is being put in. It's a kind of a celebration for the test match in Guwahati. For the first time that is happening. So well done to Mr. Saikia and to everybody in Guwahati. Hopefully they will get a 5-day game, not a 2.5-day game. Because you want a 5-day game, you want a 4-day game, at least 4.5 days, so that the game goes deep. And we see that Turner will be a little egotistic, is my assumption. Who will lead in ODIs? People are asking. I think Shubman Gill should be okay by the time of the ODIs. That is That is what it is. I haven't heard anything on Kuldeep. Devashish, Kuldeep is very much part of the team. I've heard nothing that Kuldeep will not be part of the team or is not traveling. Have you heard anything about that? I thought it was
No. I haven't heard anything about Kuldeep. I assume that he's traveling with the team.
Yeah.
I assume that Kuldeep is traveling with the team.
Let's take some questions. We have not any replacement number 4. Why? Because I think you have players, right? Sai Sudarshan, Devdutt Padikkal.
You have Ruturaj Gaikwad.
No, as in, why haven't you
outside-
called people?
Because you have 2 players there. You have a Devdutt Padikkal, you have a Sai Sudarshan. Who more do you need? Apart from, like, how many backups can you possibly travel with? That's more than enough.
No, and you have groomed Sai. Get him at
Yes.
number 3. Play Jurel at 4, and you're okay, because Dhruv,
have
Jurel,
Nitish
you've given.
Kumar Reddy down the order.
Nitish Kumar Reddy will come in for Akshar Patel. That's what you will do. The question is, a lot of people are saying it's a clueless selection. Now, Dhruv Jurel Devashish Sen comes at the back of 200s against South Africa A. How is it a clueless selection? The guy has earned his place in the team, Devashish Sen.
I also it will be a bit unfair. Means obviously Dhruv Jurel has proven his mettle. Means he did well. He did well in his debut series against England at home, and also whatever opportunities. So I think it is fair, and perhaps it is the right call, Buriyada, if the team management wishes to send him at number 4 now that Shubman Gill is all but out. So that also keeps the left hand right hand combination at the top order. So and then if you play a Nitish Kumar Reddy, then also dropping a spinner and say one among Akshar Patel or Kuldeep Yadav, I think that will be a very interesting move. I think that top order will look very, very well balanced with with right mix of left hand right hand combination. But Dhruv Jurel, I think definitely he deserves a place at least for this test match. Now that Shubman is missing out, I think it would be ideal for him to get promoted to number 4.
Thoughts on Jurel?
At number 4?
If Shubman doesn't play, then Jurel at 4. If Shubman does play, then Jurel at 6.
I think it's a perfect fit. It's anyway. Dhruv Jurel bats at he came in at number 7 in the last game. Number 6.
This one he came in at number 4 in the second innings. First innings he came in at number 6.
I think he has the game for it. Why not? Dhruv Jurel has proved himself over and over again that he can come in and take control of the game. He was not able to do it as much in the first test, but he still has a lot of caliber. He still has a lot of potential. I think every single person in this squad is capable of going out there and doing and performing their responsibilities to the T. I think they have the potential and the talent. It's about going out there and executing, which is what was lacking in the first game.
Last few minutes, I also think that their egos have been hurt. From what I understand, India is smarting. India will come hard. India will want a response. From what I know, India is upset. Quite. This defeat has stung them. This defeat is still stinging. They've not kind of digested this. They will want to come back and win this test match and make a point. So there is a lot riding on this test match. Last minute on the show, Devashish Sen, I know you've got to leave for the airport in about 3 hours. Gargi also is going back to Delhi today, so she too has to leave in about 3-4 hours. But digressing from cricket, Devashish Sen, football 1-0 loss to Bangladesh. And when I see a team which is my locality, a population worth my locality is playing the World Cup and we are losing to Bangladesh. I don't know where Indian football is headed, Devashish. I honestly don't know what to say about Indian football.
It is heading nowhere, Buriyada. Let us accept the fact that Indian football at this moment is heading nowhere. Means it's shambolic that you cannot win against Bangladesh. Bangladesh winning a match against India after 22 years. The first half was miserable. The goal they considered in the 11th minute. Where was the defense? And I think it means we were the ones. At least me. I was thinking that yes, perhaps the AIFF has made the right call in appointing someone like a Khalid Jamil, but I think he's a mediocre coach. Let us accept the fact that Khalid Jamil is a mediocre coach, and obviously much is being said about him with his success in club football, in ISL and I-League, blah blah blah. But I think Khalid Jamil, too much is expected of him, and then you can clearly make out from some of the tactical blunders he made in that second half. I mean, Sanan, who has really impressed, he should have. But and ideally, I would say I have been telling in the Bangla show that you need to invest in the under-23 team. if you are really looking forward to, you need to invest in the under 23 team. Perhaps see losing against Bangladesh with a senior team yes, there would be hue and cry. But what happens if you had fielded some of the players from the under 23 team in that senior side? Let give them the opportunity. I wonder the last league phase match that is in March against Hong Kong, whether India, the All India Football Federation, or rather Khalid Jamil will get in a few under 23 players. Because see, clearly there is lack of vision. Means you talked about a Curacao qualifying for the World, Scotland qualifying for the World Cup, but when it means India, I don't even think that they have a chance to qualify. Leave aside, they will only be content with winning SAF Cup and some tournaments like invitational tournaments like Kafa Nations Cup. So much of celebration, the winning the Kafa Cup against the second side's team. So I think let's be realistic. I think everyone means from the top hierarchy with the AIFA president to Khalid Jamil, everyone is accountable. And until and unless we make some harsh calls, we need a complete overall. Bodiada, you have been vouching for it. You have been very strong. I think India needs to make a complete overall. So there are so many football fans. I, for one, love to see. Means I was glued to my mobile watching the live match until the halftime. I got so pissed off. There was hardly any positive signs in the first half.
These are very strong words, but very rational words from Devashish Sen. Yesterday, I was gutted. That's why I didn't tweet also. I mean, what do you say about a sport that you love so much, and you see teams like Cape Verde qualifying for the World Cup and other teams qualifying for the World Cup who have population of what? Their countries have population of less than my para in Calcutta. So and India doesn't produce 15 quality football players. Shakti Puri, what a day for India in the Australian Open. On that note, let's end the show. Yes, brilliant day. Except Kiran George, who lost to Kenta Nishimoto. Almost everybody won. Laksha Sen won. Kidambi Shrikant won. Ayush Shetty won. HS Pranoy won. So yes, fabulous day at the Australian Open for India. So yes, Shakti. Hopefully these guys will go further into the tournament. It's a Super 500. We've done well in this tournament in the past. Pranoy, for example, did very, very well. Obviously, Satvik and Chirag won yesterday as well. So badminton, we will keep an eye and keep updating you on all of the sports. For now, that's the end of this particular show. Back at 5 p.m. Devashish and Shomik on their way to Guwahati. We will report and we will also get you the visuals of Shubman Gill, like we said. Yes. So the focus over the next couple of days will 100% be on Shubman Gill. Will he practice? Will he train? Will he be out there? Will he be at the nets? All of these things will have to be worked out. So we'll see what transpires. Thank you very much for watching.